What's up guys, Carlos here, aka Lobo Films, and today I'm going to do a quick breakdown on the sound design I did for this clip right here. So all the sounds that I used for that clip are from my sound pack, Sounds of the Den, and yeah, I'm just going to do a quick breakdown, show you how I did it, show you how I layered all the sounds, and for those of you that are on the fence about buying the pack or not, maybe you'll get a little more insight of like what you can do with these sounds. So let's get started. Okay, so let me play this clip real quick one time with all the sounds so you can hear them. Dope. So now I'm going to go through and kind of break down each layer one by one. So let's start with the top layer, and I'm going to play this one so you can hear it really quick. Nothing special. So this first sound that I used is actually called Suicides, and if you look right here on the left side, this was actually the part that I used, but I ended up speeding it up because if I had it at a normal pace, it wasn't matching up with his footsteps. So let me put it at 100 so you can see, and I'll play that really quick. It's way off, so I made sure to speed it up and kind of like just try to go through and match each footstep as it was coming in. And then same thing for it coming out once he's like sprinting away. For that one, you'll notice also I sped it up as well. The cool thing about these sounds is like there's like, if you play the whole thing through, there's a whole bunch of different types of variations for the running, or like even the suicides of cutting side to side. And it's really flexible for you to just kind of like choose an in point, choose an out point, and then drag that specific area to where you want it to be. Moving on, let's go to the second layer and I'll just play that by itself. And that's also all from Suicides too, so it's just different moments like this part, and then as he was taking off I played this part. So let me play layer 1 and 2 together now. Still, when you watch it and you just hear those sounds, it does not look realistic or believable at all. But once you layer these with a whole bunch of other things and more sounds, it's like kind of meshes everything together and it really starts to come together nicely. So let's move on to layer 3 now. I'll play that one by itself. One more time. And this sound is Avada Kedavra, and that one is more so just to emphasize that like first step and like going into the slow motion shot. So now when we play these first 3 rows together, this is what it sounds like. Now it's sounding a little better, it's coming together nicely. Layer 4. And this one is On Your Left. That's the name of the sound. And it's a whoosh that's just kind of like showing that we're getting out of that slow motion and back into real time. So let me play these top ones all together now. Dope. Alright, we'll go down to layer 5 and play that one by itself. And this sound is called Ice and Veins. I like to use it for a lot of different things. Sometimes like if I'm doing a transition and it's like a recent shoot that I did, it was a transition like going through the wall, or like meshing 2 different wall shots together, and I just kind of use that as a concrete type of sound. I mean, you can really get creative with it and use it however you want. In this case, I'm using it to almost be like the little flakes of the rubber from the turf coming up and him stepping into it. When you listen to it by itself, it doesn't do anything, like it just looks horrible. But once you add all these layers to it, it kind of just adds that extra little feel to it. So let me play that. So moving on, layer 6, let me single that one out and playing it. That's probably like one of my favorite sounds, more so like a signature sound that you guys have heard in a lot of my videos. I'll play it one more time. So this one is Quicksilver, and then I also used the Flash. The reason why I mixed these 2 different ones together is because I kind of liked the fast ticking at the very end of the flash, and I like the like heavy like going into that first slow motion part from Quicksilver. So let me pull up Quicksilver really quick, and if you see it, it's kind of a long sound effect, and I feel like some people that might not know exactly sound design might think like, oh man, I have to use this whole entire sound, and that's not the case whatsoever. You can really customize it however you want. You just have to finesse it a little bit. So like we could cut right here, and then say we just wanted to go back into like the faster motion right here. We can delete this whole part, bring it in, and then you start using something like constant power that's gonna like fade one out and fade the other in, and you can mess with this and kind of stretch it out however you want. I'll show you how this, like what this sounds like. So it like meshes it together nicely, and you can really customize the length of how long you want your slow motion shot to be however you want, just by doing something simple like that. In this case, like this whole beginning part we really don't need, so I'll kind of like cut that out, and then kind of bring this in, and we want this to kick in like right when he's coming. So like, let me see. Perfect. So that's just an example of like how I like to sometimes cut things down and then cover it up and like fade things in and out together. So let's move on to our last layer, layer 7. This sound is final set, so it's a riser, and I have it playing the whole time, kind of like as a consistent sound in the background. When you have something that's really consistent in the background the whole time, and then you have little other parts like these that are all kind of like scattered about, it kind of like brings it all together once you have something that's consistent back there going, and then all these other layers just kind of like mesh together nicely. So let's play everything all together now one more time. And that's pretty much how I pieced together the sound for this. When I was editing it probably took me like 10 minutes to do, and that's how most of the sound design for all the stuff I do goes. It's just a matter of playing with things, playing with the speed. You can play with the pitch of sounds and like really tailor it to be however you want. So hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit. Hopefully you enjoy it, and if you haven't bought the sound pack yet, go for it, man. It's dope, trust me.